welcome to the next episode. Got in trouble in the last episode for our gravity magic. It's a weird punishment, I think. You basically just take away all the magic he has. We can't use it. I think I was confused because I was thinking he was still going to be able to use magic, but then they were talking about how he would get graded different for certain things and whatnot. So we'll just have to see what happens from here on. And let's continue the show. The moving and grooving. In fact, I didn't even realize that class is over until I see Eris leave the classroom and I feel someone's hand on my shoulder. Welcome back, delinquent. Trust that you had fun in the principal's office. Alicia glares at me harshly. It's clear that she feels disdain towards me for my actions yesterday. Unfortunately, I can't take back what happened. I can't go back and make a different choice or change the outcome of my decision. All I can do now is apologize. I'm sorry, Alicia. Even without your father telling me so, I know how badly I messed up. While I don't require any apology for the likes of you, I'm glad to hear that you have realized the error of your ways. And equally as important, it seems the principal has taken appropriate measures to ensure that an incident does not occur once more. Despite my efforts to conceal the amber bangle on my wrist, Alicia noticed its presence immediately. Yeah, this is my punishment. Indeed, to think that my soft-hearted father is capable of such cruelty. Fitting punishment, to be sure. So long as you wear that bangle, history will not repeat myself. That isn't my only punishment. I agree, that is fitting, but his other punishment, I'm not so sure about. Other punishment? Surely that bangle is punishment enough. What could he possibly expect from you? On top of that, look Alicia straight in the eye. With a serious tone of voice, I deliver the principal message. Daddy loves you, Alicia. Huh? Daddy? Oh, I understand. Surprisingly unfazed. Lisa doesn't appear to be embarrassed in the slightest. To be honest, I'm disappointed. Thought that I'd at least get to see Alicia blush. Perhaps I should have worded its messages a little different. Honestly, what an idiotic father I have to actually use a student as his personal messenger for such a pointless message. What kind of principal would abuse his authority like that? I smile and shrug my shoulders. Isn't that a little harsh? I think it's great that the principal is willing to joke around with his students. Assuming that was your first time meeting my father, I suppose it's natural for you to think that way. But when you know him, as long as I have, his attitude becomes quite tiresome. Alicia sighs once more and stares directly into my eyes. I apologize for my father's conduct. I actually order you to deliver that type of message right after giving you such a cruel punishment. Alicia gaze lowers to the bangle on my wrist. Yeah, it does seem like he went from one extreme to the other. I do understand where he's coming from, though. I mean, it's his job to be serious, but he also has to get along with the students. Him being able to talk happily to his daughter's classmate right after punishing them is just proof of his importanality. As the principal, I think his attitude is admirable. Alicia stares at me in amazement for a moment. You admire my father, even after he put that bangle on your wrist? Absolutely. Anyone who can calmly govern a prestigious academy filled with troublesome students like me is worthy of praise. I wouldn't say I'm happy to be forced to wear this bangle, but I certainly don't hold it against him. He was simply acting in the best interests of his students. I don't blame him at all. I see. That's quite a refreshing outlook you have, Sable. Dare I think that my first impression of you was accurate after all. Dare away. I'll do my best to live up to your expectations of me. Careful what you wish for, Sable. I didn't become valedictorian by setting low standards. And now that you have that bangle on your wrist, you have a rather hard road ahead of you, should you wish to follow in my tracks. There's more than one way to skin a dragon, you know. I may lack your sheer power, but I won't lose to anyone when it comes to my specialty. Mentally apologizing to Draken. I cross my arms, push out my chest confident. Your specialty? No, wait, come to think of it, as impressive as I found that technique of yours for us yesterday, the raw output was rather lacking. Given you're not so terribly ranked, and the fact that you strained yourself to the point of losing consciousness, I would have expected something many leagues greater. Someone wielding your pitiful level of power to rank near the halfway mark of our grade. Performance in other areas must have been outstanding. Ha, don't praise me too much. My vanity has already gotten me in trouble, you know. Shake my wrist, causing the Bengal to move around. However, Alicia appears to be paying my gesture no mind. Human, low output, impressive technique, endlessly proud. Is your specialty, perhaps? Oh God. Circus magic. Oh, you. That's right. Wait, what? My eyes open wide. There's something unthinkable. Circus magic? Are you kidding me? You think I'm stuttering here so I become an entertainer? Am I wrong? Of course you're wrong. I'm a scholar or researcher. What I lack in power, I make up for in originality and understanding. When it comes to sheer knowledge of magic, no one in our grade has me beat. Not even you, Leisha. Oh, is that so? Leisha gaze narrows. You think yourself more knowledgeable than I. A mere human who cannot even control their own spell would dare compare themselves to a mighty elf. Act as Heidi as you like. If it's a competition of magic knowledge, I'm confident that I can take you on. Oh, you have a lot of nerve, human. Very well. If you truly believe your own hype, then I invite you to prove yourself. Prove myself? Wait a minute. You don't mean I do indeed? After saying so much, surely you won't hold back. Sable, I hereby challenge you to a duel. Oh God. Held in the hope of setting a dispute. Though they take many forms, and the rules vary significantly. Magic duels are typically divided into two categories, physical and mental. Physical duels involve two magic users facing off by using their techniques at their disposal in practical manner. They use magic to compete directly, be in combat, race, weightlifting, or any other real-world application of their skills. Mental duels, on the other hand, do not require any skill of strength. They are measures of wit and knowledge, and can be as straightforward as an ordinary exam. More often than not, however, mental duels involve two mages simultaneously fighting as solving a kind of puzzle armed with only their knowledge of magic. Mental duels are far safer, and participants needn't be capable of using magic. But even then, the stakes are in no way inferior. When one mage challenges another to do, it's rarely for fun. Duel on my second day of the academy. If I accept, what are the stakes? I wouldn't take anything meaningful from you. The only thing at stake here is your pride. Will you accept my challenge, Sable? Of course. Alright, I'm game. As long as it's anything practical, of course. Oh, you needn't worry about that. I wouldn't be so cruel as to challenge a handicapped opponent to a fight. Our contest shall be one of the mind. We shall choose a mediator from among our classmates, and they will quiz us on a topic of their choosing. Do you find these conditions to be acceptable? Absolutely. Let's find ourselves a mediator. Walk through the room, trying to find out someone willing to help. Most of our classmates have already left the room, and our teacher was the first to leave, so finding someone both suitable and willing proves difficult. Fortunately, there's one person who I can count on. Battle of the Minds between the Devo Class 1 and our grades valedictorian. Of course, I would be honored to mediate. Perfect. Thank you, Hal. Any objections, Leisha? Not at all. I am ready to proceed whenever you are. Same here. I guess that means it's time, Hal. Understood. In that case, we will begin momentarily. This will be a simple test of basic general knowledge. There will be 6 questions. In the event of a tie, there will be no tiebreaker. Basic general knowledge. Yes, the two of us such rudimentary questions. This will turn into a mere contest of speed in no time. Please have some consideration for the one asking the questions. Loath though I may be to admit this, I am arguably a one-trick pony. When you ask me a more difficult subject matter, it is not as though I am an expert myself. It's fine, general knowledge will do. This can be a battle to see who is more quick-witted. That's okay with you, Leisha? I suppose there is merit in such a contest. Very well, I will play along. Thank you. Okay, are you both ready? Leisha and I both immediately tense up as we nod. So, am I going to have to actually answer quickly, or am I going to be able to sit here like an idiot and think about it? I'm ready, though. Then, without further ado, when 2 or more mages simultaneously cast the same commendation magic. You are correct, but please wait until I finish asking the question next time. You should narrow her eyes in displeasure, but otherwise makes no fuss. Just like that, it's 1-0. Oh god. Now then, on to the next question. What is the name given to a recording of a mage's 5 senses, such that one might experience that mage's past sensescape? Sensescape. Okay, I'm just make sure I didn't fucking click that one. Correct. It's 1 point Sable, 1 point Lisha. You seem to have a fast tongue, with no other redeeming feature. Ooh, you feel that fast tongue. This valedictorian. Please refrain from any sexual harassment until after the duel is over. Sexual No, I didn't mean it like that. You were the one with a filthy mind, not I. The hell's just teasing you, I think. Either way, can you please go back to the duel? If you say so, dear. Question 3. Drama Academy was founded on which premise? All nation spacious. Correct. Boo. No fair. Your father's the principal. You probably heard that drivel sense before you could walk. Be that as it may, you yourself should be all too familiar with the origins of this academy, given that. Oh, that's right. You were unconscious during the lesson yesterday, weren't you? Oops, right you are. My apologies, Sable. Whatever. Let's just move on to the next question. 1-2, as you wish. Question 4. Runic writing, the practice of drawing glyphs, is absolutely essential for the casting of spells. Oh, I want to say false. I don't know. God. I'm just gonna go because they're talking about it. I know they're runes. That's like the actual writing, but you could talk. You're extremely powerful. That's what we're gonna go with. Correct, you are. I should have figured you'd know that after that stunt you pulled yesterday. May the ancestors help us the day you learned such a spell. Come on, Alicia. Yesterday. And even if I did learn a spell like that, it's not like I'd have the strength to use it. Indeed, I suppose that is true. This may be the first time in history that a person's weakness, not their strength, has saved us all from certain doom. You're seriously crushing my spirit, you know that? And it's not that I don't know any such spells. As she said, alas, the strength to use them. Alright, question 5. So, she's gotten I think it's a 2-2 tie at the moment. As part of the Humanity's pledge to coexist peacefully with demi-humans was the first matter of law to be Amadidian. Part of a human's pledge. Laws treating to the law and cutting of non-human species. The deaths of demi-humans are treated in the same manner as those of humans. Correct. Leave it to an elf to answer that question so easily. Rather than curse Lucia's quick response time, I follow my brow at a reaction. While I don't know the finer details like Lisha, I'm well aware of the travesties demi-human races have suffered in the hands of mankind. Considering our checked past, it's amazing me that the interspecies institution, such as the Andromeda, ever exists. Anyway, on to the final question. There are many demi-human races which are female only. These races must all mate with human beings in order to survive as species, true or false. Not all female. Wait, there are many demi-human races which are female only. These races must all mate human beings in order. No, it's false. It's false because Tick said, it gives her more options to mate with human-sized beings? I don't know. Many demi-human races, which are female only. These races must all mate with human beings in order to survive. All female-only species. Not all. The word all, the way that's spelled there is sticking out to me. Well, because they were talking about the succubi and incubi that they're two different races is what it sounded like they described it, but they were counterparts. I know this because I'm filming this episode right after the other one. There you go, not all. I'm surprised you knew that. Many humans think that the world revolves around their race alone, and that all of us demi-humans would die without them. Indeed, while that is true for some races, it is by no means a universal truth. Humans need to learn their place. Wow, I get it. Humans are conceited. Can we please just move along? Hal stands up straight and faces the Shah and I as she prepares to announce the results of our duel. Being a contestant with so few questions, however, there's really no need. The result was obvious to all three of us. Having each answered the 3 questions correctly, the 2 of you are tied. In accordance with the Academy regulations, it is up to the duel monitor to decide how to proceed in the event of a tie. As now, before we begin, there will be no tiebreaker. Precisely. Should you wish to protest this result or challenge your opponent to a rematch? Nope, there's no need for a rematch, and I have no reason to protest the result. Nisha turns away from Hal and faces me head on. You did well, Sable. It would seem that you are not all talk after all. Of course, had the subject matter been a more challenging level, the results would have been wildly different. Reaching a tie in a short, rudimentary quiz such as this is no greater an achievement than receiving a perfect score on a test made for infants. You know, if you wanted to just leave it at that, you did well. I would have been okay with that. Tie with me in a real contest, and I might do just that. Oh, it's on, Leisha. Or either one of us can suggest another challenge. Our mediator steps forward to address Lisa and I once more. Well, folks, it's been fun. But if none present have any objections, I shall take my leave. Alright, sorry about keeping you. Indeed, I thank you for acting as mediator. Not at all. It isn't every day I get to witness a diva and a valedictorian go to head-to-head. Ooh, and on that note, I shall bid you adieu. I wonder where adieu started. Like what country brought that one? Adieu. I shall bid you adieu. Sounds French for some reason. Hal bows, then takes her leave, hurrying out of the classroom with less composure than she displayed moments ago. Be it the need to eat, to go to the bathroom, or something else entirely, she's clearly been holding herself back. Diva. Don't ask. Anyway, now that this is behind us, what do you say we head to the cafeteria before our next class starts? My treat? Thank you for the offer, but I can pay for my own food. Being valedictorian does have its benefits after all, with a hefty allowance being just one of the many. You really do like being up your rank, don't you? Bringing up your rank, of course. Pride in oneself is only natural for those at the top. Whatever, just don't get too cocky. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, right? The bigger what are? To what or whom are you referring? No, never mind. Forget I said anything. Very well. More importantly, now that our duel is over, I have no further business with you. I will see you once our next lesson begins. Declining my invitation in a roundabout manner, Alicia raises one hand in a half-hearted wave as she turns around and leaves the classroom. I wonder if that's a good sign or not. I got a text message. I'm gonna pause recording real quick. Guess we'll see if I get a text back. Good old work. I might need to go in earlier tomorrow. Half-heartedly waves as she turns around and leaves the classroom. When she has left my side, I sit down at my desk, breathe ahead. That being the one who asked, truth be told, I don't want to visit the cafeteria. The bangle shifting around my wrist, last thing I want to be is around large groups of people. Until my nerves have settled a bit more, the best thing for me to do is to be alone and to enjoy some peace and quiet. So I'm just going to hide in the classroom. After enjoying a medium scene of solitude, I gradually reunited with my classmates. The classroom fills with students, all slowly trudging to their desks until finally, as the last one returns, Eris shows up. Alright, kiddies, pick up your ears for a moment. Before we get started on our next lesson, you all have a visitor. Let's see if I can make a guess. I can't make a guess. I have no idea who it'd be. A visitor. I raised an eyebrow at the strange notion. Is it normal for an entire class to have visitors at this academy? Is it gonna be like the principal saying, "Hi, I'm the principal"? But you think you would have done that at the orientation? Of course, I wouldn't know that because I was not there. Listen carefully, cause chances are you brats are going to be seeing a lot of her. Everyone meet the academy's nurse, Miss Raphael. Eros. Have I not told you it is just Raphael? Eros. Oh, they do not. Or at least she doesn't like her. Just tell by that face. Again, I still don't know what Eros means. Like, if that's supposed to be an insult. Should I one day marry, only then may you call me Mrs. Raphael. Eris' eyebrows twitch in response to Raphael's words. Oh, how careless of me. She's sweating. It would seem that I'm not the only one who misspoke, don't you think? Cannot say I've heard anyone else misspeak since I arrived here. Perhaps your hearing is deteriorating in your old age, Euros. Oh. Ooh, there's just the urge to quarrel with Raphael. This to exchange a minor war of words. Surprisingly, seems like Eris has some kind of reservation towards Raphael. Either that, or she makes a conscious effort to act more kindly towards her co-workers than her students. Moving along. Good morning, students of Class 1C. I'm Raphael, and I preside over the infirmary of the Academy. Should we have the pleasure of meeting one-on-one, it will likely be at the cost of your life. That is fucked up. Don't you mean at the cost of our well-being? If that was what I meant, that is what I would have said. I, along with the rest of the classmates, am left speechless. Jesus, just eat your soul. Raphael may look like an angel, but her words are nothing short of scary. For today, I merely wish to introduce myself to all of you. Many of you will soon come knocking on my door after all, so I feel it is important that you prepare yourselves for our immediate reunion. Should you prove to be talented in spiritual magic, however, we may yet see another outside of the eternal abyss. Jesus. Though, looking around the classroom, I highly doubt any of you meet that criteria. Ugh. Isha grimaces at Raphael's joyful yet harsh words. Isha may be outstanding in most areas, but she is notably worse at spiritual magic than she is at other types of magic. Image Lisa cost, image not found. Great. So the image of Lisa isn't popping up. I'm fine with that though. Oh shit, I can look at her stats. She's very well ranked. Spirit isn't that bad. I mean, compared to everything else, yeah. But I mean, that's all well-rounded. Like, that's great. Capacity, controls, almost output, efficiency, recovery, technique. Like, you know, she's as high as you can get without having that fully filled in, right? Okay, so what I'm confused about is because you have the exact whatever, but then you have these mid sections where it slowly like goes up. Like, is this the in-between of technique and recovery, or is it just... I don't know. I don't understand these graphs as much. It's easy to tell, oh, it's like in this direction it's fucking insane, and then this direction it's awful. But all in all, like, it's way balanced. More balanced than I thought it would be. Ooh, my god. For someone so full of pride, hearing a teacher mock her lack of ability must be unbelievable. Unbearable. Unbelievable. To think of it, see Ray popped up. Ray is talented in spiritual magic, isn't she? It's the one thing she's good at. Yeah, efficiency is actually high. That's surprising. Output sucks, but for healing magic, I feel like spiritual would just be decent. Perhaps not at the same level as Raphael, but she is still leagues ahead of Leisha and I. Cruel though it may be for me to say this, even Ray apparently has one redeeming subject. Well, I said all I intended to. Should any of you develop an aptitude for spiritual magic, we may meet once again. You reach your third year at this academy. If not, I look forward to guiding your soul as it departs from this wretched world. What? I want to look at her face. If not, ooh, she's so serious. Leaving the entire class dead silent, Raphael departs with a scary smile on her face. All of a sudden, I wish from the bottom of my heart I never needed to visit the infirmary ever again. What a troublemaker. I'll warn your net now, kids. Do not get involved with that woman. She may call herself an angel, but what she doesn't tell people is that she's actually an angel of death. Oh, Jesus. See her one time too many, and you'll never leave the infirmary ever again. Eris' demeanor is completely different than usual. Her voice is serious and her expression, thus giving us all a sense that her warning is not a joke. Eris believes that Raphael is an angel of death. I believe it by the way she talks. Anyway, now that shitty angel is gone, let's get to work. First up is... Eris' face contorts as she realizes which class we're about to take. Maybe I should call that strictly angel back. After all, turn on your terminals and jump to section C6. Thrust my arm forward, turn my wrist, causing my palm to face upwards. Before I can invoke my terminal, however, something catches my eye, the bangle on my wrist. Rather than invoke my own terminal, I decide to use the physical device on my desk, just like my classmates. Does that mean he would have been able to use it? Because that is supposed to suck his magic, so if he would have been able to make it, that would have been interesting. Greetings, students. How may I help you today? Probably could still use terminal, even with this thing on my wrist, but the middle of class, it's no time to be experimenting. For now, I'll play it safe, follow the lead of my classmates. Operating the clunky machine, which proves to be much slower than my own terminal. Open section C6 of our grades curriculum. After a slight delay, a series of digitized textbooks, research papers, and other courses materials appear in front of me. Is it like the delay between the new Xbox and old Xbox, where there's still a loading screen, and then there isn't a loading screen, it's just bop? So if it's that much delay, I wouldn't care. Delays like that don't bug me. I know some people lose their mind over a delay. It's crazy. Okay, then I begin to read through the titles of the documents. Let's see. History of man and elf, mentor, whatever, plant or animal. Is life form into human? Ooh, I know what subject this is. My lips naturally begin to curl up in a smile. As I look around the classroom, however, some of my classmates don't share my enthusiasm. Seriously, we actually have to study this junk? I know, right? Demi-human social studies? Give me a break. Tell me about it. But if it's part of the curriculum, then we have to study it. Interesting. Why do they all hate it, but Sable gets excited? Is it because they lived it and he's learning about it? Is that the difference? Well, you have to study it. I mean, I don't have to do a damn thing. Ignoring my teacher's irreducible remark, I open my textbook and begin to flip through the pages. As one of the few humans in my grade, I seem to be the only person in my class who's actually interested in learning more about how demi-humans have integrated into human society. Oh, I see. So, because he's... okay, yeah, I get it. Most of what I know about this subject is probably out of date by now. After all, even now it could be said that we are still in the early stages of learning how to live with one another. The laws and guidelines surrounding demi-humans' integration into human society changes year after year. It's interesting to see what changed, but it's also difficult to keep up. Now then, everyone, please read through the first... oh no, read whatever the first thing section is. There are no tests on this subject until the end of the semester, so just start cramming a few days before then and you'll be fine. The wave of her hand, Eris leaves the classroom, effectively giving us all permission to slack off. Unlike the rest of my classmates, however, I keep the physical terminal in front of me turned on. Is it really such an easy subject that the entire class can slack off without worry? Even Alicia has turned her terminal off. She's the top student in our grade. Maybe my time would be better spent doing something else after all. Okay. Story? Or talk to Alicia? Because I don't want to talk to Hell. Hell is cool. But if I had to choose, I'm going to talk to Alicia. Alicia. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. No one's tried to correct me in comments yet, so I'm just going to say Alicia. I turn towards Alicia, who appears to be mulling over her own course of action. Before she can decide, I address her with a smile. Wow. Even you hate this subject, huh? Am I the only person in this classroom who intends to learn anything during this lesson? You say that, yet here you are, pestering me instead of studying. If you wish to load your work ethic over to the rest of our class, best resume your studies. You do have a point. What about you, Lasha? Aren't you going to study? In a classroom this noisy, who could possibly get any work done? Besides, if the subject is demi-human social studies, then I have no need to study from a textbook. You're that confident in your knowledge, huh? No. I'm objectively stating that there is very little to be gained from studying textbooks on this subject. This subject is in its infancy. New information manifests day by day. This means that any existing textbooks are undeniably incomplete. Only recent research papers and newspaper articles have any value. The textbooks from which we are supposed to study may well be considered inaccurate historical artifacts. Damn. My expression sinks as Leisha yells out. A healthy dose of reality. I suddenly feel foolish for thinking that I might get ahead by being the only one to actually do any work on this subject. My classmates and teacher weren't just being slack. They all recognized the futility of studying the subject and acted accordingly. Perhaps my perception towards studying obliviously won't be of as much help at this academy as I thought. To be fair, even if that wasn't the case, I probably wouldn't study this subject anyway. As long as you keep up to date with recent news and affairs, you'll likely ace this subject. For someone like yourself, who always has a terminal handy, keeping tabs on the latest demi-human affairs should prove trivial. Stare at Alicia in blank amazement for a moment. No sooner has she chided my naivety than she offers me a welcome lifeline. Are you encouraging me? Do not be foolish. I am simply stating facts. I love that little poof. Oh, I love it. It's so fun. I don't even know how to describe it well. It's like a pout. I love it so much. If you wish to take action based on my words, then that is your prerogative. It has nothing to do with me. I see. Thank you, Lucia. I have done nothing worthy of thanks. Anyway, with class effectively cancelled, I have no reason to remain here. I shall now take my leave. Whether you use this time to study or not is up to you. Hurriedly hiding her face, Alicia stands up and walks to the entrance of the classroom. She stands in front of the door for a moment, unmoving, as if reconsidering her departure. Before long, however, Alicia decides to make good on her assertion and finally leaves my sight. Should I have gone with her, though? The end of class draws near. Few and fewer students remain. By now, only a handful of us left. And those of us still present, I'm the only one with the terminal open. But be that as it may, I'm not studying at this point. I'm not even looking at the terminal itself. Instead, my gaze is fixed on my wrist. If it's now so few students present, I should be able to test this out, right? Having used a physical terminal all lesson, I've grown tired of using the revolutionary yet imperfect technology. While they may be an amazing feat of engineering, physical terminals have issues with latencies and flickering, which the spell terminal does not. This is to be expected, given how the device works. Contrary to the beliefs of many, physical terminals aren't actually magical in any way. They play in old magic tools like any other. They simply react to input from mages in predefined ways, much like the locks on our dorm rooms. We inject ether into the devices. They send us instructions. We follow those instructions. They cast a spell, projecting the results onto the screen. Press a button on the screen and the device sends new instructions to the mage. The mage follows these instructions, casts another spell, and projects the results once more. Unlike casting the spell terminal, keeping it active at all times, physical terminals invoke casting a number of spells one after the other. That's kind of impressive, actually. The spell being quickly cut off, and then the results being displayed on the device. The burden on the mage is significantly reduced. The trade-off is that every action involves the mage and the device going back and forth, resulting in noticeable lag. After putting up with this unfamiliar input lag for an entire lesson, my eyes are starting to hurt. I'm feeling frustrated, to say the least. Screw it. Even if I fail, it's not like anything bad will happen. I'll be embarrassed, but that's about it. This bangle will prevent me from doing any actual damage in case of a horrible mistake. Without further ado, I turn my palm upwards, straight out my hand. Ah, success. It took a little longer than usual, but I still got it. I like that it went through some stuff. That was nice. I flicked through a few recent access screens to make sure that everything is still working properly. Thankfully, while the initial invocation took longer than usual, the terminal's actual operation has not changed in any way. It seemed that this bangle saps my aether, thus limiting my sheer output, but it doesn't interfere with the actual spell I cast. Well, that's fine by me. As long as I can still use terminal, I can learn to live without the rest for a while. Truth be told, there are only a handful of spells used on a daily basis, and none of them are practically taxing. Even with a limit on my power at my disposal, I shouldn't have any problems making this work. Yeah, that's good to know. Without bothering to stop by the cafeteria, I wander the hallways of the academy aimlessly, trying to collect my thoughts. It's only my second day here, you've already been branded a threat. What's more, I'm yet to meet a single other human being. Even Ray turned out to be inhuman. Looks like I've mistakenly enrolled in the demi-human exclusive academy. Not mistakenly, you wanted to be here. Maybe I didn't belong at this academy. I sigh, scratch my head as I menacingly thoughts consume me once more. Melancholy? I don't know. The students here are nice and accommodating towards me, but it still feels like I'm an outsider. I was honestly more comfortable studying in solitude. Here it feels like I'm just being led around at someone else's pace. I'm learning a lot about demi-human, sure, but that's about it. Thus far, I haven't gotten the faintest impression that my stay here will benefit my research into magic itself. Before I can sink any further into my own little world, the clamoring of students reach my ear. There are a large number of students clustered together, standing around what appears to be a holographic notice board. As I draw closer, one student suddenly walks towards me. My eyes open wide as I stare at their face. I'm surprised, but not for the kind of reason one might expect. There is nothing peculiar about this person's appearance. They don't have any horns, wings, tail, or anything other defining features. That's exactly why I'm surprised. You are Sable, correct? I like how he knows me. You are Sable. He's a fellow human being. Yes, that's right. Do we know each other? You may not know me yet, but I certainly do know you. As I recall, you were the one who unleashed that mighty gravitational field yesterday. My expression drops the moment those words leave the young man's mouth. Of all the ways he could have known me. You are student class 1D. Indeed I am. My name is Norm. I, like yourself, am one of the few human beings to have enrolled at this academy. Pleased to meet you. Oh yeah, likewise. Stern yet friendly tone of voice, Norm introduces himself and takes a step forward. He looks over my body, from head to toe. I respond, though he sizes up a piece of meat. He's judging me, isn't he? You don't look like anything. Look that strong. God damn it, I knew it. Were you truly the one responsible for the incident yesterday's class? I'm afraid so, yeah. Sorry about that. Why are you apologizing? Your desire to show up those inhuman classmates of yours. Assert yourself. Your dominance is nothing to be ashamed about. Is this guy just gonna be a giant racist? In fact, it was that defiant attitude of yours which made me hope to see you here today. Defiant attitude? Or my dominance? You have a wrong idea about me. What made you think I'd be here? What's going on exactly? Norm nods towards the notice board, which is still partially obscured by other students. Move to the side a bit, tilt my head upwards, gauging menacingly to make out The words applications are now open. Do you do your fellow demi-humans proud by helping to maintain order in the March of Public Order? My voice raises several decibels as I read aloud a familiar name. It takes a few seconds for me to remember where I've heard it before, but once I manage to recall its other name, my eyes shoot wide. Wait a minute. Isn't that another name for... That's right, the hunt begins early at the school, it seems. Or perhaps they're in a bind because of so few of the students at this academy continues on until their third year, at which point participation becomes compulsionary. Well, either way, is it good fortune, wouldn't you say? No. Or good fortune, how do you figure that? Isn't it obvious? With so few participants among the higher grades, nary a soul among our grade came enough to enter. We would undoubtedly steal the show. Few humans leading the hunt, just as it should be. My gaze drifts between Norm and the notice board and the students surrounding it. Many students are wearing bitter faces. The thought of hunting down their own kind, even if it's because they're criminals, doesn't sit well with them. Like those solemn adolescents, however, Norm is smiling cheerfully. He welcomes the challenge and doesn't feel conflicted in the slightest. Really looking forward to this, huh? Most of the students here can't stand the thought of tracking down and potentially killing one another. Don't even get me started on the name. Calling it the hunt makes it sound just plain barbaric. Barbaric though it may seem, there's nothing wrong with enforcing law and order. Do you believe police officers should feel guilty for spewing and incarcerating dangerous members of society? No. It's not like I'm questioning the need for collaboration like this. I just think there are better ways to go about bringing peace between our races. Ooh, see, that's always the hard bit. Because you want to make it nice, but not everyone's nice. You're gonna have assholes everywhere. I disagree with making students go on the hunt, though. Should I take that to mean you will not be joining me? Norm narrows his gaze. He doesn't quite seem to be angry, but he clearly isn't pleased. Glare at me all you want. I'm not going to participate in something like this on a whim. And even though I did want to, it's not like I can do it right now, given the bangle on my wrist. Oh. No, I won't participate, bro. That's right. I won't be participating. That is brutal and unnecessary. Treats different humans as prey, and the reinforcers of that belief treated differently than the rest of us. I won't try to stop you from participating. I certainly won't be joining you. I see. That is regrettable. I had hoped that as a fellow human, you would join the noble crusade and help me keep those things in line. That's fucked up. But if you are yet to see the light, and you wish to foolishly pursue some hopeless fantasy of peace with those savages, then so be it. Disappointed, a little bit disgusted, Norm turns around and walks away. He glances towards the notice board one last time as he leaves, breathing a sigh of regret as he vanishes from my sight. Wow, Norm really seems to despise demi-humans. I get that that's not all human beings take kindly to the changes that have been going on over the past few decades. As a society, we've made many concessions to demi-humans, ranging from native land recognition to relinquishing treasure taken from their cultures. Oh, so is this something like how with Native Americans they have their land that we basically give them back? So it's something like that. But for someone as young as Norm to not only feel that way, but to also choose to study among them while bearing such a grudge. Something isn't right here. With the seed of suspicion planted deep within my heart, now it's the noseboard one last time. Myself. And finally take my leave. The moment I arrive at the cafeteria, I'm greeted by a few familiar faces. Sable? Ooh. Telling you now, Ray. If I had to pick between you and Draken, I'd pick Draken. Anything that happens with Draken so far has been way more interesting. Huh? Draken and Ray turn to face one another as they simultaneously call out to me. Hey guys, what's up? Oh, I was just... They don't like each other at all. Draken and Ray once again look at one another, as though silently negotiating who should talk first. I don't mean to sound rude, but who are you? I'm glad you asked. Name's Draken, and I'm Sable's best friend. Pleased to meet you. Damn. She made sure to say best friend. Oh, in case you're wondering, I'm half dragon. Huh? Telling me that you're Sable's best friend? That isn't the part you should be surprised about. Yeah, well, I have a best friend too, you know. Eth, come over here. Don't drag me into this. Ahem. Hi, my name's Ray, and this is my best friend, Eth. I'm a blah blah blah, and she's a blah blah blah. We're both good friends of Sable's. We only just met yesterday. I think all three of you are overestimating our relationship. Mad Dragon and a Roku thing, huh? I'm just like Dragon. Dragon. Oh my god. I just can't say I've ever heard of a Rook and whatever, but even I know what Mad Dragons are. Pleased to meet you, Eth. Promise I won't actually torture friends and family. Suspicious promise. What are the odds that Draken has done that before, I wonder? Hey, don't just gloss over my self-introduction. Sorry, it's gonna be difficult to remember. Can you just shorten it? Oh, come on. It's exactly as long as whatever. Why can't you remember her race but not mine? Even if you ask me that. Draken scratches her edge and smiles at her head, and smiles warily. Her rank and our grade may be high, but it seems your skills outside of magic can't necessarily be held in the same regard. Maybe it would help if you showed Draken what it means to be a whatever. Right now, you look completely human. It's difficult to think of you as anything else. I guess so. Humans and blah blah are pretty much identical, apart from one aspect anyway. You mean your long neck? There's something special about Ray's neck? I want to see. Show me. Fine, I'll show you. But Sable has to come out of the closet too. Please don't say things like that. Will cause onlookers to misunderstand. Just to be clear, I'm 100% human. I really don't have anything special to show you. Like I believe that. Believe whatever you want. I have nothing to show you. Especially now that my magic has been effectively sealed. I said shield. Sealed. Even if I wanted to show off, I couldn't do anything impressive in my current state. So are you gonna show me? Or are those powers of whatever not worth seeing? Damn. Of course they're worth seeing. I'll show you for sure, right here, right now. Ray stops mid-sentence. The loud ringing fills our ears. It would seem that our break is already over. Damn, I just spent more time with Norm than I thought. Either that, or I lost track of time back in the classroom. I guess I'll have to wait until next time. Oh, I was looking forward to seeing something new. Oh well, that just gives me something to look forward to while I'm sleeping through class. Come on, Sable, let's go. No wait, it'll only take a second to show you. Go where? We're in different classes. Pfft, minor details like that don't matter. I'll just get someone in your class to swap places with me. It's not a big deal. Hey, Sable. Dragon? They're gone. God, I love Dragon. I would love for her to be in my class, but at the same time, I don't think I'd be able to get anything done with Dragon in my class. Because she said sleeping through class. So she would have to be told 100 times to stop talking to Sable. Just like, shut up. I'd love it though, that'd be funny. I know. I know they're gone. And I accept it. Let's see. Do I end the episode? We're at the 50-minute mark. All my episodes have been about this long. I'm just wondering, I think I'll keep them about this long until I know I'm on a route, someone's route, and then I think I might make the episodes longer, depending. Or I'll try and figure out how to edit by the time I reach a route, because then I could just play through all of it and then edit parts in. Since I don't know how to edit at the moment, it's just I record, I upload. So we'll see what happens. I think I'll end it here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.